Hello friends. Let's learn where animals live.
This is a cat. Where does the cat live? The cat lives in a cattery. This is a dog. Where does the dog live? The dog lives in a kennel. This is a cow. Where does the cow live? The cow lives in a barn. This is a horse. Where does the horse live? The horse lives in a stable. This is a lion. Where does the lion live? The lion lives in a den. This is a duck. Where does the duck live? The duck lives in a pond. This is a hen. Where does the hen live? The hen lives in a coop. This is a sheep. Where does the sheep live? The sheep lives in a pen. This is a frog. Where does the frog live? The frog lives in a pond. This is a butterfly. Where does the butterfly live? The butterfly lives in a garden. This is an elephant. Where does the elephant live? The elephant lives in the savanna. This is a bear. Where does the bear live? The bear lives in a den. This is a deer. Where does the deer live? The deer lives in the forest. This is a goat. Where does the goat live? The goat lives in a pen. This is a pig. Where does the pig live? The pig lives in a sty. This is a tiger. Where does the tiger live? The tiger lives in the jungle. This is a rabbit. Where does the rabbit live? The rabbit lives in a burrow. This is a goose. Where does the goose live? The goose lives in a pond. This is a kangaroo. Where does the kangaroo live? The kangaroo lives in the outback. This is a swan. Where does the swan live? The swan lives in a lake. This is a whale. Where does the whale live? The whale lives in the ocean. This is a dolphin. Where does the dolphin live? The dolphin lives in the ocean. This is a seal. Where does the seal live? The seal lives in the beach. This is a penguin. Where does the penguin live? The penguin lives in ice. This is an eagle. Where does the eagle live? The eagle lives in Eyrie. This is an owl. Where does the owl live? The owl lives in a tree hole. This is a fox. Where does the fox live? The fox lives in a den. This is a wolf. Where does the wolf live? The wolf lives in a den. This is a monkey. Where does the monkey live? The monkey lives in a tree. This is a zebra. Where does the zebra live? The zebra lives in the grassland. This is a giraffe. Where does the giraffe live? The giraffe lives in the savanna. This is a hippo. Where does the hippo live? The hippo lives in the river. This is a rhino. Where does the rhino live? The rhino lives in the savanna. This is a crocodile. Where does the crocodile live? The crocodile lives in the swamp. This is a turtle. Where does the turtle live? The turtle lives in the ocean. This is a hawk. Where does the hawk live? The hawk lives in Eyrie. This is a pigeon. Where does the pigeon live? The pigeon lives in a loft. This is a parrot. Where does the parrot live? The parrot lives in a tree. This is a peacock. Where does the peacock live? The peacock lives in a garden. This is a camel. Where does the camel live? The camel lives in the desert. This is a donkey. Where does the donkey live? The donkey lives in a stable. This is a buffalo. Where does the buffalo live? The buffalo lives in the grassland. This is a llama. Where does the llama live? The llama lives in the mountain. This is an alpaca. Where does the alpaca live? The alpaca lives in a meadow. This is a koala. Where does the koala live? The koala lives in a tree. This is a bat. Where does the bat live? The bat lives in a cave. This is a hedgehog. Where does the hedgehog live? The hedgehog lives in a nest. This is a otter. Where does the otter live? The otter lives in the river. This is a beaver. Where does the beaver live? The beaver lives in a lodge. This is a moose. Where does the moose live? The moose lives in the forest.
Thank you, friends. See you in the next video. Ask Mom and Dad to subscribe to Lachu Creations.